My name is Mishri Patel. I'm 19 years old and I'm a sophomore in college.
What was happening in your school life when the government first said that we were going to be quarantined?
There was really nothing going on. We were like getting ready to like enjoy being seniors and go on senior trips and do senior activities. But me personally, I was dealing with a lot senior year because my mom was the vice principal of my high school, so I felt like I had to act a certain way and do things a certain way because it was kind of seen as like if I didn't do it, then who's gonna take my mom seriously? So I was going through that personally. So I was kind of always like having to like put on this facade and not act like who I was.
What else did your school do in order to try to finish your school year?
Nothing really. Like I said, they did Google Classroom. And even like we didn't even have a prom, we didn't have any senior activity at all. They did like a virtual graduation, like a video of us graduating. Like there was no like Zoom call. It was just a video and it's on YouTube.
Did all that make you lose motivation in your school year?
Yeah, actually, it did because by the time that I got to the end, because our teachers were not really communicating well with us, the only form of communication that they had was through Google Classroom. I remember, like, in my language arts class at the time, I did not even do, like, the final reading or the final book, and that was the first time I got a C in my entire life.
What did that do to you mentally when it came to like quarantining in the pandemic?
It actually allowed me, like, it benefited my mental health because, like I said, I was going through a lot at school, like, with like having to be like a certain person that I like not being able to make any sort of faults. So like being in the pandemic allowed me to truly be myself and find out who I was.
Well, hearing from like my other people that I've interviewed, they were kind of holding their relationship with their classmates and their teachers. How were you able to do that?
Um I kind of stayed friends with the same people that I always was friends with because again, because I was the vice principal's daughter, I didn't have that many friends. I just had the same group of friends that I always did. So it wasn't anything different. As for my teachers, I didn't really speak to them because again, it was all through Google Classroom. So it was kind of like friendship wise, my relationships all stayed the same. But as for teachers, it wasn't at the same level that it usually was at.
Oh, I know I took you through a whole little memory trip after asking these questions, but thinking about all the things we talked about, did you regret having this moment in your life, or did you think it was important to your growth?
No, it was important to my growth. I do not regret it at all because I got to bond relationships with people that I wasn't able to make relationships with because of the constraints of being in school with certain people and not being allowed to be friends with certain people because of like what my friends think and what my mother would think or what the teachers around me would gossip to my mother about. So it like allowed me to focus on myself and what I wanted. So I don't regret it.
So it helped you in a way be able to make a lot of choices you
Yeah,
would do it today.
it allowed me to be myself.
Do you think that without the pandemic not existing, do you think you'd still be doing that?
No,
Or
I
did
would
it?
not. I would have continued to do what my friends expected me to do, continue to do what the teachers around me expected to do. It really gave me a break that I needed.
My name is Jeremiah Vega. I'm 17 and I'm a senior in high school. We were on a 2 weeks break. The school had gave out letters through mail to families saying that we was gonna be quarantined for 2 weeks, but ended up extending for I think about over a year. So yeah, I was basically online school for a year. We did Zoom calls and had the teachers present and teach us that way. Yeah, it was weird at first. It seemed like nobody knew what they was doing, and it was just new to everybody. So it was rough. But as I went to, because I was a sophomore when it happened, as I went into my junior year, it was more like easy.
Where when you were doing exams, was it a bit more easier doing exams, or was it still a hard process?
Nah, it was hard because I didn't have I felt like I didn't have the right knowledge for it. I wasn't ready for it. When quarantine happened, I kind of just forgot about school. I was one of those, but yeah, it was rough. The teachers didn't really know how to help either from home. It was harder. It's just everything's better in person. Yeah, I would, I didn't want to I don't know. I was home, so I just wanted to be home and do home stuff.
So because of that, you were just kind of ignoring classes, not doing homework.
Yeah, but when I did join the classes, it was still like hard. Like it wasn't no like the way I learned in school and the way I learned at home were two different type of process. Yeah, with some classmates that were like my close friends, I still like seeing them during quarantine and talk to them through FaceTime calls. But with my teachers, I lost bonds with a lot of them. There's even now that I'm in school, there's like teachers I just don't talk to or like I don't look familiar to. So, but with my friends, yeah.
Was it trouble now since you're a high school student? Was it harder to be able to help with your college stuff, with doing programs, internships?
Yeah, that was harder because I needed my counselors for that to help me with the college process. So I got like a late start on it. But even when I was home, they sent out emails, and like I think like through Common App to apply. But yeah, SATs were like delayed too. I had to take SATs my senior year and not my junior. But yeah, the college process was just hard. I got a late start to it. No, I don't regret it at all because even though I did like lack in school, outside of school I was working and I was figuring out how to like live on my own. Basically, it made me grow, and I just felt like I matured as a person.
Did you think that if the pandemic never happened, you would still be doing the same thing, or would it be different?
I think it would be different. I feel I probably would be. I'll probably be more motivated in school, even though when I did return back to school, I was kind of like glad I was in person because quarantine just made me appreciate like and miss and like in-person school and learning like one-on-one with a teacher or in class. But yeah, outside of that, I like grew and I learned like how to live without school.